Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Persons who make or amend or repeal laws. Persons who make or amend or repeal laws. The Supreme Deliberative Assembly of the United Nations. Persons who make or amend or repeal laws. Persons who make or amend or repeal laws. Persons who make or amend or repeal laws. The act of constructing something, as a piece of machinery. The social act of assembling. They demanded the right of assembly. A public facility to meet for open discussion. A group of machine parts that fit together to form a self-contained unit. A group of persons who are gathered together for a common purpose. A unit consisting of components that have been fitted together. The Legislature of the United States Government. The Legislature of the United States Government. The Upper House of the United States Congress. Assembly possessing high legislative powers. The Legislature of the United States Government. A card game in which you play your sevens and other cards in sequence in the same suit as the sevens. You win if you are the first to use all your cards. A legislative assembly in certain countries. A legislative body in the ruling assembly of Russia and of some other republics in the former USSR. Provide housing for. The immigrants were housed in a new development outside the town. A social unit living together. It was a good Christian household. The members of a business organization that owns or operates one or more establishments. He worked for a brokerage house. Astrology, one of 12 equal areas into which the zodiac is divided. A building where theatrical performances or motion picture shows can be presented. The house was full. A building in which something is sheltered or located. They had a large carriage house. A dwelling that serves as living quarters for one or more families. He has a house on Cape Cod. An official assembly having legislative powers. A bicameral legislature has two houses. Aristocratic family line. Contain or cover. This box houses the gears. Play in which children take the roles of father or mother or children and pretend to interact like adults. The children were playing house. The audience gathered together in a theater or cinema. The house applauded. The management of a gambling house or casino. The house gets a percentage of every bet. The members of a religious community living together. A unicameral legislature. The social act of assembling for some common purpose. The lovers met discreetly for the purposes of sexual congress. The Legislature of the United States Government. A meeting of elected or appointed representatives. A National Legislative Assembly. The act of restricting your food intake, or your intake of particular foods. A legislative assembly in certain countries, e.g., Japan. A prescribed selection of foods. Eat sparingly, for health reasons or to lose weight. Follow a regimen or a diet, as for health reasons. He has high blood pressure and must stick to a low-salt diet. The usual food and drink consumed by an organism, person or animal. The organization that is the governing authority of a political unit. Medicine. A systematic plan for therapy, often including diet. The organization that is the governing authority of a political unit. The matter was referred to higher authorities. The act of governing, exercising authority. He had considerable experience of government. The organization that is the governing authority of a political unit. The government reduced taxes. The study of government of states and other political units. Government, the system or form by which a community or other political unit is governed. Tyrannical government. Based on the system of having only one member from each district, as of a legislature. The uninominal electoral system. Based on the principle of having only one member, as of a legislature, selected from each electoral district. Based on the principle of having only one member, as of a legislature, selected from each electoral district. An officer, as of a legislature or court, who maintains order and executes commands. An officer, as of a legislature or court, who maintains order and executes commands. Based on the principle of having only one member, as of a legislature, selected from each electoral district. Based on the principle of having only one member, as of a legislature, selected from each electoral district. Based on the principle of having only one member, as of a legislature, selected from each electoral district. Based on the system of having only one member from each district, as of a legislature. Incorporation by joining or uniting. A deliberate act of acquisition of something, often without the permission of the owner. The necessary funds were obtained by the government's appropriation of the company's operating unit. Money set aside, as by a legislature, for a specific purpose.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.